When is the last time that you gave? I was thinking about this question about 2 months ago. And saying to myself, when was the last time I really gave? And I didn't mean like monetarily, and I didn't mean like emotionally, but when did I really give something? And I was thinking about this a lot. And as of today, I've really transformed a couple aspects of my life in regards to giving because the truth is, I think that there's twofold to this. One, and I've mentioned this before, I formally remember this moment of hearing when you're at your lowest, give to people. And I did that for a long time. And that's honestly what Think Unbroken came from, was that just me feeling low and me like, I'm gonna give to people. I'm gonna show up, let me support. But the other part of it today being like, Think Unbroken now is about giving to the world, right? To create massive change. And so I was thinking again a couple months ago about giving. When's the last time I really gave? And I do feel like I give every single day. Think Unbroken. This podcast, the coaching, the mentorship, getting ready to launch my men's group. And that will come soon. I'll tell you guys about that soon. But Wednesday night, I went to a charity fundraiser and I watched this amazing group of people raise, and I was a part of it, obviously. We raised almost $50,000 for homeless young adults in the Denver area. And that was for an organization called Dry Bones. And I had a conversation with one of the co-founders after the event. We're standing there talking, and he was saying, one of the things that people fail to understand is that there are 11-year-olds who are homeless. And I was like, yeah, dude, I get it. I was one of them. I remember being homeless. I remember getting bounced house to house. I remember sleeping in an abandoned house at points when I was a kid. I remember stealing food from school. And I remember, the whole nine. And I felt really beautiful to be able to give. Now, that was monetarily in that moment, to be honest with you, but it still felt good. And then the other parts of this journey over the last few months is becoming a big brother and starting to do mentorship and volunteering at other places in the community. One of the things I think you need to understand is that when you give, like I really want you to think about this. So many people sit at home and they go, man, I should go volunteer. Well, go volunteer, please. Please do. It doesn't always have to be monetary. Can it be? Sure, of course. I mean, I donate every month to OUR, Operation Underground Railroad. That's a part of what Think Unbroken does. We give them thousands of dollars a year to help rescue sex trafficking children victims, right? Like, I think about that all the time. That helps. Like, I can't like go overseas at this moment and do that. Maybe one day I can, but today I can give in that way. But in my community, I can give my time. I can help feed homeless people. I can go to the charity fundraiser. I can help go at the Goodwill. And like, you can literally go volunteer at the Goodwill and just sort stuff, right? Because the Goodwill helps employ the community. There's so many things that you can do for giving that not only make your life better. And look, I'll be honest with you. People always go, you shouldn't make you shouldn't make giving and charity work and volunteerism about your ego. And to be honest with you, I'm like, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel really good about myself, like really, really good. And so in that, like, I find that to be, I want to argue against that notion because I feel like when you feel good about your life, you contribute more, you give more. And when you give more, you feel better. And so if you're on the fence about things, and maybe it's even your church's food pantry, maybe it's a local event, maybe it's just walking around with a petition, right? There's so many things that we can do to give. We spend so much time in this society taking or consuming and not supporting. I really want you to think about this. And I know this doesn't apply to everyone, but when was the last time that when you walked down the street and you crossed a path with someone who was homeless, that you made eye contact with them? Think about that. Another human being. Maybe a lot of the times they're not asking you for anything. They're just there and having their life experience. When's the last time you acknowledged them? When's the last time you and the family went and did Habitat for Humanity? When's the last time you and the partner, you and the boyfriend or the girlfriend, went to the charity drive or did the canned good drive? You have the ability to do this. And sometimes you can build these things from scratch. I ran a charity event years ago called Cocktails with Santa, which I'm actually going to bring back. I'm going to do that this year as we head into the latter half of 2022, where basically I started a charity fundraiser and all the money went to a food bank, and I hired a Santa, and all these adults came in and they drank and they took pictures with Santa because you know what? They're going to drink anyway. So we might as well take their money and use it for something good. And so we did a can drive and a charity fundraiser and the whole nine. But also think about this for a minute. It doesn't have to be that involved. Your neighbor might need help. Meals for Wills might need help. You're already in your car all day anyway. And look, I'm not saying you have to volunteer. That's not what this is. But I am saying this: volunteer, giving, spending your time, effort, energy, and money for the betterment of the world, I promise you will make you feel better. And so I just want to plant a little seed for you today. If you're feeling on the fence, or you've contemplated this idea about volunteer work or showing up or helping in your community or your church or your school, there's schools right now, they need mentors. And if you're like, hey, I don't go to work till 11 o'clock in the morning, or I get off at 2 in the afternoon, and there's a space, you could go impact a child's life in a beautiful way. There's so much that you can do. And this isn't a conversation that I'm trying to have to be all high and mighty, because I promise you, I did not do any fucking volunteer or charity work for a very long time. I would sit on the couch. I watch these documentaries, right? I watch these documentaries about these people changing lives. And I'd be like, oh, that's cool for them. Good for them. And then I was like, wait, what if I did it too? Can I do that too? Am I allowed to do that? You're allowed to do this. You're allowed to change people's lives. You're allowed to show up in your community, for your church, for your school, for anything that you want. And I just wanted to plant a little seed for you today and share that with you and just make you think about something today. What if you gave a little bit more? It doesn't have to be money, but maybe it's time. Maybe it's just showing up. Because you showing up, honestly, and I think about some of the people who've shown up over the course of my life, you showing up could be the difference between success and failure for someone else, because sometimes people need your voice. So that said, Unbroken Nation, thank you so much for listening. I hope that you're having an amazing Unbroken day. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, tell a friend. And until next time, my friends, be unbroken. I'll see you.